Welcome or welcome back to Trouble with Tish. I am Tish and I be Trouble. And today, blushes, bronzers, and highlights are going to be our trouble. Today is all about that face.
Troubles on the mind, hands around your throat, out in open waters trying to stay afloat. Remember to forget the future and the...
Alright, so all about that face. We're really indecisive around here, and I really want to be able to say that I have used my whole collection. So I put all my blushes, bronzers, and highlights on wheels, like I do everything else. And we're going to slowly work our way through my entire collection. We're going to find out, do we love it? Do we hate it? Is our new holy grail? Yeah, so let's find out together. First off, we have blushes. We have the e.l.f. Putty Blush in Caribbean. Alright, so this should be a fun shade. This is the e.l.f. Putty Blush in Caribbean. We shall see how we fare with that. Next up we have our bronzers. We have the Laura Gellar Eye, Lip, and Cheek Palette. Alright, this is the Laura Gellar Eye, Lip, and Cheek Palette. And this is the bronzing shade that we will be using. Alright. Now we have our highlighters. We have Ofra in Rodeo Drive. This is our Ofra Highlighter in Rodeo Drive. Alright, so we are going to start off with our eye, lip, and cheek palette from Laura Gellar. And it says this shade is called Coconut Grove. We are going to use the Yensa Silk Bronzer brush for this. It is meant for a cream bronzer. Alright, initially we have some nice color. Seems to be nice and blendable. And slightly blush-like. Alright, so I like it. I think it looks good. Alright. Now we're going to try out this e.l.f. Putty Blush in Caribbean. This should be quite fun. So we're going to tap our brush off. Okay, so that's not going to be too bad. That's actually a very pretty color. it does kind of make this look bruised. Just a nice shade. It actually looks a lot like my actual skin, so okay. Definitely liking that. Going to wipe this off the back of my hand because otherwise I will get it all over something. And I will be very sad because it will be something I like. Because why would it not be? Alright, we're going to take our... the brush I use for blush is always the Referral 04. And that is what it looks like. Kind of fluffy, angled. And then this brush is the Morphe R36. It's got a nice fluffy end, big. Alright. I'm just gonna tap it in our highlighter. So Ofra's got some really good highlighters, and they're natural shades, but they are woohoo, ka-chow. So the shade is closer to my skin tone, but yeah. So this would be my version of a subtle highlighter. I got my ka-chow, but it's also not green or purple or, you know, some color that isn't, I don't know, normal. I guess normal and my makeup looks don't really go together. I'm going to be sitting here just catching my own reflection in the mirror going, ooh, shiny. It's like my friend Chanda, FashFab Beauty, the other day she did a look and I commented, I was like, girl, if I had that look on my face, on my eyes, I would be distracted every single time I passed a reflective surface. I'd be like, ooh, shiny's pretty. Ooh, shiny's pretty. She looked so gorgeous. It was amazing. But she laughed and she's like, yeah. Just stick me in a house of mirrors will be good. Same girl, same. Alright, Laura Gellar, Multitasking Eye Lip Cheek Palette. Coconut Grove. The bronzing. This is so far this is a complete palette. Like normally in a palette where there is blush, bronzer, and highlight, I'm like, either most of the shades are not going to work for me, but there's one amazing shade in there, or the bronzer and the highlight will work, but the blush just isn't my thing. So far, this is good. So when it comes up for blush, we're gonna find out whether this is like my new go-to, because so far, he's pretty. Like the highlighter isn't, oh my god, amazing, but it's pretty nice. It's pretty decent. And it's a cream formula, which I don't have a lot of. So that's the highlighter. That's a pretty nice shade, especially if I needed something for church where I want to highlight, but I don't want to be the highlight. normally when I put on highlight, I want to be the highlight. The e.l.f. Putty Blush in Caribbean, whatever it is. I love the e.l.f. Putty Blush formula. I always have. So I imagine that this one is going to be one of my new favorites. The shade of blush that it is actually very, very similar to what my face would look like if I had just a little bit too much sun on my cheeks, and that's kind of what I want in a blush, and it's the perfect shade. I do notice when I put blush here, I know that most people wouldn't put blush. English is my first language, and this is how I'm doing it. All right, when I put blush here, I do notice that it is a little bit, makes it dark, and I don't usually wear a concealer, so it's not like I'm brightening that back up. That is the darkest spot, probably due to lots and lots of sun exposure when I was younger. We burnt my face to a crisp a couple summers in a row. I'm used to the rainy side of Washington, and we went to the desert side of Washington, and I found out what sun was. It was a sad, sad day when I found out that you cannot spend a week in the pool with no sunscreen in the desert in the middle of July. It's not a good idea, especially if, you know, you're me. I mean, I tan, but like, that was a little bit too much sun, and we crispy fried. I had chunks of skin peeling off my nose, all like clear into October. It was bad. All right, so the Ofra Highlighter in Rodeo Drive. Of course, Ofra has an amazing highlight formula, so I'm gonna say yes to all of these, definitely. They're Tisha approved. All right, so I hope that helps someone either save some money or spend some money. Go ahead and stick around and subscribe. Give me a like. Throw me a comment. What do you think? Are these something that you would use? Have you used them? What do you think of them? Do you want to try them out? Is a cream formula kind of a no-go zone for you? Leave me a comment. Let me know. All right, so I hope every single one of you has an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
Troubles on the mind, hands around your throat, out in open waters trying to stay afloat.